You've probably stumbled across a million videos promising you can live like royalty in the Philippines without spending like it. And yeah, if you're just breezing through for a month or two, it can feel like a bargain paradise. But let's be real, once you're in it for the long haul, dealing with utility bills, figuring out groceries and learning the local laundry etiquette, it's a whole different story. Those everyday costs add up in ways that quick vacation budget just can't predict. So let's look at the numbers. Can you really float on just $1,000 a month in the Philippines and still feel like you're living the good life? Let's find out.
Let's start off with rent. Luckily, the Philippines let you choose your adventure. Want to maintain the same expenses as back home but level up your quality of life? Then in the Philippines you can feel like you just won the lottery. Prefer to cut costs without sacrificing comfort? Totally doable. Or are you aiming for the ultimate budget life, stretching every dollar to stay under the $1,000 a month? Yep, that's an option too. Let's see what you will get.
Metro Manila is hands down the priciest spot in the Philippines. It's where expats, big shot professionals and the country's upper crust all come together for a taste of world-class living. And naturally, the sky-high rents that go with it. Makati is the financial heartbeat of Metro Manila, where towering corporate headquarters and embassies loom large. You'll find fancy condos, five-star hotels, international dining and a nightlife that's equal parts glitz and chaos.
A fully furnished 2-bedroom unit can set you back around $2,000 a month. Like this place. Pricey? Maybe. But if you're coming from cities like New York, San Francisco or London, that's a steal. Plus it usually comes with perks like a rooftop pool and a gym to keep you sane.
For the more budget conscious, there's a 1,002-bedroom condo. For much cheaper, you will end up in a studio or tiny 1-bedroom apartment where you are practically sleeping in the kitchen.
Makati's neighbor, Bonifacio Global City, is another top-tier spot with its master plan layout, clean streets and green spaces. It's got the same upscale energy as Makati, along with rents that will make your credit card sweat. If $500 is all you've got, prepare for the tiny house experience, otherwise known as the shoebox on the 42nd floor.
Metro Manila might seem to only offer condos and broom closet studios, but that's not always the case. Real houses, complete with gardens and even pools, do exist. Of course, if your budget hovers at $1,000 a month, that suburban mansion dream might have to take a rain check.
However, if you're all about extra comfort, insist on staying in Makati and aren't afraid to loosen the purse strings, check out Urdaneta, Bel Air or Das Marinas. One glance at the photos will have you wondering how to stretch that budget beyond $1,000. Because if you're going big, you might as well go all the way. And maybe do it while floating in your future pool. On the flip side, if your $500 limit needs to stretch across at least 2 bedrooms and 50 square meters of breathing room, you'll want to scan the areas Pasig, Pasay, Mandaluyong, Paranaque, and San Juan. Sure, it's not a palace, but hey, at least you'll have space for a couch that isn't also your bed, dinner table and desk all rolled into one.
If Manila's towering skyline, perpetual traffic and questionable air quality leave you questioning your life choices, maybe it's time to set your sights beyond the capital, otherwise known as the province.
Many expats who ditch Manila make a beeline to Cebu, the Philippines' second largest city. It's got most of the big city perks, think healthcare, malls and decent social scene. And it's still a massive city, but without that extra layer of Manila-style stress.
For something even more laid back, Davao, Iloilo and Dumaguete have all the modern conveniences. Healthcare, shopping, theaters and parks, without the big city madness. In Cebu, you can score a snug 30 square meter 2-bedroom apartment smack in the heart of the city for about $525. A similar deal in Davao might dip under $500, but fair warning, you'll be hard pressed to nail that yoga routine in a cozy 32 square meter space. If you want room to actually stretch your legs though, be ready to fork over $1,400 to $1,700 for a more decent sized pad in Cebu. Yep, condos can be friendly on the wallet, but as you can see, they often come in the fun-sized variety. Whether moving halfway around the world for cheap eats and endless sunshine is worth living in a tight spot is totally your call.
But if you want space, then like everywhere in the world, leave the big cities and towns behind to find the great gems. Just outside Davao, you can get a 3-bedroom house with a garden for under $900. Yes, you'd only have $100 left for groceries and would be snagging free Wi-Fi from the cafe parking lot. But hey, dropping $900 for a place like this is absolutely worth it. And check this out, just outside Iloilo City, there's a beachside rental going for around $1,500. Once you see the views, you might rethink that whole living on a strict $1,000 budget thing, especially if you left your current life behind to live in paradise.
But that all said, the real highlight of life in the province is easy access to nature. Stunning beaches, vibrant marine life, waterfalls and smaller islands practically begging for day trips. If you're after the full-blown island vibe, Palawan is calling your name. Most of the rentals here are resort-style bungalows, short-term deals, so if you plan on staying longer, check out something like this 3-bedroom house in Puerto Princesa for around $600. Also, Facebook Marketplace or old-fashioned driving around and looking for rental signs works best in Palawan, since not everything is listed online.
But before you ditch your Western comforts for a piece of paradise, keep in mind that island life isn't all hammock naps and coconut cocktails. Supermarkets, hospitals and other modern must-haves might be a long haul away, and your go-to Starbucks fix or next-gen gadgets could be in short supply. It's paradise for the Robinson Crusoe-inspired crowd, but Starbucks aficionados and shopaholics might be booking a ticket back to the big city in no time.
So what's the bottom line? If you're determined to live on $1,000 a month, housing alone will eat up nearly half. Technically doable, sure, but is it really the dream you had in mind? Especially if you got the luxury to choose to live in the Philippines? For us, we will at least budget $1,250 a month for rental. It might be a lot, but we are a family of 3 and we want some space. We can imagine that once living there, we will know where to find the great deals, and from experience, we will move more than once. If you are by yourself and don't mind living small, then you will find something suitable for $500. So now we know cost of housing. Let's check out the other monthly costs you can't avoid.
Utility costs in the Philippines largely depend on the size of your home, your lifestyle, and how frequently you use air conditioning, which can significantly impact electricity bills. On average, for electricity, water, and garbage collection, expect to pay around $100 to $180 per month for a small to medium-sized apartment, $215 to $270 for larger homes. Additionally, condominiums in Metro Manila may have extra association dues that cover security, maintenance, and amenities, which can add another $35 to $90 to your monthly expenses.
As for the internet, fiber broadband is widely available in most cities. Basic home fiber plans with sufficient speed start at around $27 a month. For those requiring higher speeds, premium fiber plans cost around $45 to $72 per month. In some remote areas or smaller towns, fiber connectivity might be limited, and mobile data such as Globe or Smart 5G is often used as an alternative.
Additionally, mobile phone plans range from $9 to $27 per month, depending on the data usage and package. For budgeting purposes, we estimate $215 per month for internet and mobile. So in total, for utilities and internet, we will budget $250 a month, which is much more than we expected.
Let's check out the costs for groceries and eating out. Food in the Philippines can be cheap. Shopping at markets can cut your grocery expense by 30 to 40% compared to imported products in upscale grocery stores. But let's face it, once you're living in the Philippines, you will end up at these grocery stores looking for oatmeal, delicious chocolate and spreads. To get an idea of the basic cost, bread can be around $1.70, a dozen eggs $2, a kilo of chicken breast $3.40, a kilo banana 90 cents and 5 kilo of rice $6.20. These prices are just an indication and can be much cheaper once you live in the Philippines and know where to go.
As for eating out at local eateries, a meal can cost as little as $2 to $3. There are a lot of American fast food chains in the Philippines. For instance, at McDonald's, you can get a set meal from $2.50 to $5. But if you dine at mid-range restaurants, expect to spend around $9 to $18 per meal. Fine dining restaurants in cities like Manila, Cebu, and Davao can charge $35 to $90 per meal, especially in upscale locations. We'll budget $450 per month for groceries and eating out for the three of us. For just one person, you should budget $300 a month.
How much should we calculate for transportation? Public transportation in the Philippines is affordable but varies by city. In Metro Manila, the MRT, LRT, buses and jeepneys provide cheap ways to get around, with fares starting at around 30 cents to 55 cents per ride. Many expats, however, opt for Grab, the local equivalent of Uber, due to conveniences and safety, with fares ranging from $4 to $9 per ride, depending on the distance and time of day, of course.
For those who prefer private transportation, owning a car comes with additional expenses such as fuel, parking fees, toll fees, and maintenance costs. Monthly expenses for car ownership, excluding the purchase price, can range from $270 to $540.
If you're planning to live in smaller cities or beach towns, a motorbike or scooter is often the more practical and cost-effective choice, with rental and fuel costs significantly lower than a car. In Cebu, Davao and Iloilo, public transportation options are less developed than in Manila, so many expats rent or buy scooters for easy mobility, with rentals costing around $55 to $90 a month. We will definitely go for a motorbike or scooter, so for monthly transportation costs, we will only budget for petrol, which will be around $50 per person. Probably too much, but better to be on the safe side.
Another important cost, healthcare. The healthcare system in the Philippines is a mix of public and private services. Expats typically prefer private hospitals for their higher quality care, shorter wait times, and English-speaking medical staff.
A general checkup in a private hospital costs $27 to $65, while specialist consultations range from $36 to $90. Hospital stays, surgeries, and emergency treatments can cost anywhere from $900 to $9,000. Depending on the complexity of care. To offset these costs, many expats opt for private health insurance, which ranges from $55 to $180 per month. Popular insurance providers include MaxiCare, Pacific Cross, and PhilCare.
For those on a budget, the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation provides basic public health care for around $45 to $65 for expats, but coverage is limited and does not include private hospitals. Believe me, you don't want to save on health insurance, so let's budget $150 per month per person.
So, you thought housing was the biggest expense in Manila? Think again. For families with kids, tuition fees will have you rethinking of moving. Manila is home to around 40 international schools, each with its own unique brand of financial magic. Tuition fees can range from a reasonable $3,000 a year to a whopping $23,000 a year for elementary school alone. And don't even get started on middle school and high school. Those are like the deluxe packages, complete with extra fees and financial therapy.
If you're anything like us and can't wait to escape Manila's hustle and bustle, heading to the provinces might be your best bet. For instance, you have the precious International School of Davao or the Cebu International, where tuition fee is around $3,500 a year. Silliman University Elementary School in Dumaguete offers education up to grade 6 for a more budget-friendly $1,200 per year. But if island life is calling your name, the Boracay European International School in Aklan will set you back roughly $3,800 a year. Since we are not sure where we will be heading, we will budget $4,000 a year, which is $330 a month.
Alright, let's wrap this up with visa costs. The Philippines has several options depending on why you're here. First of all, a tourist visa is ideal if you want flexibility. You can enter visa-free for 30 days and keep extending for up to 36 months. Extensions usually cost around $55 to $90 per renewal.
Another is a retirement visa known as a special residence retirees visa. For this visa, you'll need to be over 50 years old, have at least 1,500 monthly retirement income, and keep a fixed $10,000 deposit in a local retirement account. If you are younger, you can also apply for this visa, but the deposit will be $50,000 with an additional $15,000 per child. This money stays locked for the duration of your stay, but can be withdrawn when you leave. Fees for this visa are around $1,400 for the main applicant, plus $300 per dependent.
Expats who wish to work must secure a 9G work visa through employer sponsorship or set up a business under the 13A residency visa if married to a Filipino. Philippines also offers a digital nomad visa. The minimum income requirement is $24,000 a year. Visa costs $250 a year and is valid for 1 year. For us, we will go for the digital nomad visa, which will cost us around $65 a month. Before we actually head to the Philippines, we will of course consult the embassy or immigration lawyer for the updated and detailed application. You should do the same.
Alright, let's add all the costs up. For housing, we will budget $1,250, utilities and internet $250, groceries and dining $450, transportation $100, healthcare $300, tuition fee $330, and visas $65 per month. We will also throw in an extra $90 to cover all those little must-haves like gym memberships, Netflix, and whatever other monthly subscriptions. So that comes to a total of $2,835 per month for a family of 3 for a comfortable life in the Philippines.
If you don't have kids, don't mind living small and are by yourself, then expect to have a monthly cost of around $1,500 a month. While it's not the $1,000, it might still seem like a steal compared to back home. But here's the thing, you're not exactly living like a local. The real kicker is when you start craving those comforts from home, like a decent cup of coffee, your newfound love for imported snacks, or the beach resort getaways. That's when your cost of living starts to sneak up on you like a ninja, quietly adding dollars to your monthly expenses.
We're not about to uproot our lives and settle for a cramped, no-frills apartment in the Philippines. Our backpacking budget days are long behind us. We want a better quality of life than we've got now, minus the stress headaches. Sure, we're aiming to keep costs around $2,835, but let's be real. Unexpected expenses will pop up, especially if you're brand new to the country. And not to forget the weekend getaways to the stunning islands, family visits, and so on.
So, we would suggest moving to the Philippines on just $1,000 a month? Theoretically, you could, but honestly, we're not buying it. What do you think? Drop your hot take in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye-bye!